Salve this is Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Mario & Luigi Kola Kingdom Quest. In the last episode, we went through the first half of Mushroom Plains, and now it's time to start on the second half. Also, one thing I actually forgot to mention in the first episode that I probably should have is, I believe this is actually a prequel to Mario & Luigi Starlight Island Adventure. I think it's a prequel, not a sequel, don't quote me on that for sure, but that's what I remember anyway. And I just noticed my channel recently hit 300 subscribers, so thanks you guys. I'm glad so many people enjoy my work. Though you'd think I'd get more comments on my stuff if I have that many subscribers. Anyway, moving on to Mushroom Plains 4. Bouncing on mushrooms. You can probably guess what kind of level this is going to be. But we already have some Goombas, we have another multi-coin block. And here are the aforementioned bouncy mushrooms. We also get Yoshi in this one. Let's see if I can actually keep him for longer than 5 seconds. But yes, this is indeed an athletic level. And we have the time-honored tradition of putting fuzzies on the same line guides as platforms for difficulty. Also, I'm actually going to pass on that cape because... Okay, apparently... Whoa! Wow! That was brilliant. So far, so bad. I think I'm going to pass on the multi-coin block this time, though. They just take so much time. I'm going to think of it. Maybe somebody should make a modification like the third Crash Bandicoot game did, where you get 2 coins at once. The timer would need to be halved, of course. There, now we have a mushroom. Now this jump looks like it would actually be... Well, it doesn't look that hard, but it's actually a little bit tricky to make. Fortunately, you don't have to, because there's a platform down there. I will say I feel like there should be another coin up there to make it a little more obvious that there's actually something down there. In fact, for all I know, that was the intended way of crossing that gap. Oh, there's another multi-coin block. Well, sorry, Yoshi. I told you I can never seem to keep him long. What is it with me and Yoshi this time around? He just... Well, anyway. Moving on. Kinda feel bad that I had to do the Yoshi sacrifice, but it was either that or die. Blue Koopas are rare outside of castles. If you see one, bring a Yoshi. There could be something in the skies above. Again, I don't have a Yoshi because he kind of went down there. So, I'm gonna miss out on some stuff. Oh look, more fuzzies. Whoa. Almost missed that jump there. Also, does this music remind anyone else of, like, I don't know, well I guess it sounds kind of Mexican to me, almost. Like, it wouldn't be out of place in Speedy Gonzales, either the cartoon or the game. Dodging. Yeah, there's our Blue Koopa, and you can already see the clouds up there. This one doesn't have a secret exit, so I think all I missed out on was a Yoshi coin, so it could have been worse. I wonder if I should actually go back and get that. I'll try once. And if I screw up again, I'll just move on. So yeah, before we move on to 2.5, let's see if we can actually go back and get that Yoshi coin. I guess I could take a cape this time. See, I don't really like using capes in Mario games. I know they're considered overpowered for being able to use them to fly over the entire level, but honestly, even without that, they're still kind of a little too powerful in a lot of cases. You can use them to get rid of enemies that fire flowers can't touch, and the fact that you can float with them makes it kind of easy to trivialize a lot of the platforming that you can encounter, such as in this level. So for that reason, I generally prefer not to take capes, unless of course I actually need them. Well, so far so good, I guess. You know something about fuzzies? I'm not actually sure if there are all that many things that can get rid of them. I think stars can, but I'm not even sure about that. You can't defeat him with shells or anything like that. Oh, I guess you can get that by going under here. I was thinking before you had to use the shell for it, but you really don't. You'd think for all my time spent with this game... Okay, here's our blue Koopa. Good. We made it. You'd think for all my time spent with this game I'd know more about some of the enemy interactions and whatnot, but apparently not. I still think Mario sliding down the flagpole while on Yoshi looks silly. I think I actually managed to make a modification to that sprite once that had him jump off Yoshi. But that might have been a different version of it, too. Anyway, that was pointless. So let's move on to Mushroom Plains 5. A job for Super Koopa. This level. It is way too early in the game for me to be having that kind of reaction to something, but sometimes star coins can do more than just give you an extra life for collecting them all. Given that message, and the fact that this one has a secret exit, you might see where I'm going with this. And that actually is why this one can be such a pain. Like, just getting through the level isn't that difficult. It's getting the secret exit that's a pain in the butt. And in fact, I am actually going to take the cape this time. And have my power-up replaced. That needs to be patched, honestly. Because that seems like an oversight to me. Pitch and chuck. Triggered! I hate pitch and chucks. See if we can get rid of that one easily. Okay. In fact, I'm going to take a second cape. Because I don't trust this level. Basically, well, I guess I can... If I screw up, I can just get the normal exit first, but... The sooner we can get the secret exit in this one out of the way, the better. Basically, what you have to do is get all 5 Yoshi coins. And... Oh, I probably should have saved that. You have to get all the Yoshi coins and then find the keyhole. Freaking Super Koopas. Oh, and you're gonna need the cape in at least 2 parts, because 2 of the Yoshi coins and the keyhole are up in the sky. So, there's our third one. Just have to keep the cape long enough to get the other 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pitch and chucks will never throw more than 6 footballs in a row, and they'll always throw the same number. I mean, any one given pitch and chuck will always throw the same number. Okay, there's Yoshi coin number 4. If we can just keep this cape long enough to fly up and get the last one. Easier said than done when there's pitch and chucks around. In fact, it might actually not be a bad idea to go through this one, take out all the enemies first, and then try to go for the secrets. Okay. So, Gamma, you actually want me to fly through the level? Alright then. At least I'm better at it than... Okay, good. We actually made it this time. This is not my first take of this whole thing, but we actually did get the secret exit. When you get the 5th Yoshi coin, it spawns the key. Also, and for all the trouble that it took me to get that secret exit, even if it didn't look like it, that was one of the most pointless secret exits in the game. All it does is let you skip 2-6, and I would have done that level anyway. So yeah, if you're not going for 100%, I think you can pretty safely skip that one. Quite frankly. And we don't need the cape for anything anymore, so... That was sort of half-intentional, sort of not. Also, I could have sworn the Yoshi coin sprite actually despawned properly when you got all of them, and affected item memory, but I guess not. Incidentally, there's actually a bonus room in here, and I believe you can take advantage of that to basically cheese your way into getting the 5 coins by going into the bonus room and then farming them once you get out, because they'll respawn, which also seems like an oversight. Well, whether it's on the part of the sprite coder or the hack author, I'm not sure. This level is actually a little bit tough for only being in World 2. Even if you're... I mean, if you're not getting the secret exit, like I said, it's a little easier, but... Pitch and chucks, man. The most annoying enemies in video games always seem like they're either the ones that spawn a lot of projectiles, ones that have maneuver in ways that make them hard to take out or get around, or ones that just spawn in great numbers. I know there's a bonus room in here. Was it just later on? Ow. Oh sure, and it's not even the pitch and chuck that gets me, that the humble Koopa. I was hoping the shell would get him. The shell really should have gotten that one too. Hitboxes. Fortunately, I got the halfway point. Oh, and that's another thing. Because Yoshi coins reset if you die after getting the halfway point. If you get the halfway point and then die in this one, and you're going for the secret exit, you might actually want to just restart the level unless you feel like a whole lot of backtracking. But then I probably complained about this one enough. It's not that hard. I mean, like I said, I definitely remember this being one of... God darn it, there's no way getting around that one. I definitely remember this being one of the tougher secret exits in the game, but I suppose it could be worse. Also, if I have a fire flower here, I can take out this check because I can't turn around. It could certainly be worse. It could be 2-4 from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I guess we did miss the bonus room. Oh well, it was actually one of those 3-1-up bonus games. Incidentally, I should look into the coding of those. I wonder how they're handled. Point is, 2-5 done, and I didn't mention, but I actually quite like that background gradient. Very nice orange, sunset-ish kind of thing. Moving on to 2-6, or Mushroom Plain 6, Midnight Meadow. And this one's definitely less stressful than the last level we just did. No pitch and chucks this time. He says as he dies to one of the easiest enemies in the game. Brilliant! Who needs pitch and chucks when we have carelessness? And being completely out of power-ups doesn't help matters. Also, Super Mario Land 1-1 theme, 16-bit remix. Oh, we actually do have enemies that... That was terribly timed! We actually do have enemies that spawn things, but in this case they're pipe lakitus, and those are much slower at spawning what they're throwing at you. And they also don't do nearly as many of them. But on the other hand, we also have Hammer Brothers, and those are as annoying as pitch and chucks, if not more so. So yeah, the classic Hammer Brothers are definitely the worst thing in this one. Come to think of it, didn't even the original Super Mario Bros. At least wait until World 3 to have Hammer Brothers? Yeah, the first one that had them was 3-1. And I actually come to think of it, and remembering a bit of another thing about Kola Kingdom Quest, from what I recall, it's actually a little bit more difficult than most of Gamma V's hacks. It's not like Super Mega Ultra difficult or anything. I mean, this is basically Kirby's Dream Land compared to most hacks, but it's at least noticeable, I'd say. Hammer Brothers, pitch and chucks. We have all the nasty things here. And it looks like that Lakitu is guarding a bonus room. It's one of these. Which one do we want to go up? Actually, if I remember from failed takes... This one? Yoshi coin. Okay, can we actually re-enter that bonus room and get that flower? Let us test. We can! In fact, we could get those coins too if we wanted. But we don't need them that badly, so... I'll spare you the repetition. But we have a second-tier power-up now. And now we have 2. And more Hammer Brothers. I feel like maybe if I designed a custom Hammer Brother, I'd make it a little less random about when it jumps and throws and all that. I know that's supposed to be part of the challenge, but man, Hammer Brothers are tough enough. Anyway, more Spinies, more Pipe Lakitus. Come to think of it, I don't think Pipe Lakitus are ever used in any other Mario games. Well, that backfired horrifically. And I thought hitting yourself with your own shells is only supposed to happen in Mario Kart. I think that was it for the Hammer Brothers, though. Looks like we're almost at the end. I gotta say, bouncing green Koopas are probably one of the most useful enemies in the game. They work in any sprite tile set. They're not too easy or too difficult. You can have two different kinds of them. I don't know. They seem like an honestly pretty decent enemy for almost any environment. Also not enough room at the end of the goal there. And we finally reached the Plains Castle. Wendy O. Koopa's castle. So this is a castle, but it's not Roy's one. And we have some ball and chains. Nice background there. Whoa. That was badly timed. You'd think after all those Mega Man games there would have few to no problems with timing in video games, but in practice, not so much. Anyway, obviously we have climbing nets and ball and chains now. Well, I guess come to think of it, maybe you don't even need to use the bouncing Koopas, just regular Koopas work decently too. Anyway, halfway point. And given that we have a door to a new area, is it gonna be... I think it is. Because that looks like it might just be a layer 3 background back there. And you know what that means. Oh, never mind. Let's just jump into the spikes. I was thinking we might have some smashers, but it looks like it's just a vertical area. Okay, careful maneuvering around the ball and chains here. And spike ceilings. I mean, what do you want me to say? It's a castle. It does castle-y things. I will say, this is a decently lengthy castle stage, and I feel like the music runs out, or music loops too many times. Point is, it's boss time. Huh. Vanilla Wendy battle? That was not Wendy. Wait, are those redrawn graphics for Wendy? I don't know if I've ever actually seen anyone redraw the Koopalings. But easy Wendy is easy. That was actually more than 3, wasn't it? No Podoboo in here, so she's pretty pathetic. And that is World 2 clear. So, next time we will be doing Dry Ruins, World 3, and I will see you then.